What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, back with another video. So today's video is a very interesting and different type of video I haven't react to. Like me, I try to search for videos nobody else is doing, like lawyer react videos. When I start reacting to the lawyer videos, I didn't see people doing that, so I started reacting to lawyer videos and things like that. Now I found this video. I don't even know how I found this video. It just popped up while I was watching something, and it's the body language guy. First of all, I first checked like all the videos he have, and I started watching one of them. It From the first video I started watching, this channel seems very interesting, and then I see the body language guy react to Derrick Jaxn apology. I seen a lot. I seen the whole cheating thing that was happening with this guy and things like that, and I see a lot of people reacting to it. I was not about to react to nothing like that, but I found this interesting video where he explained their body language and things like that. So let's get straight into this video. Enough talking.
Which body is today?
Oh, and the link to the video will be in my description box.
In episode 26, the big question is it possible to tell if your partner is a master manipulator just by their body language? And to solve this riddle, we will be looking at Derrick Jaxn's apology, a relationship guru with more than 1 million followers on Instagram, who preaches healing and healthy relationships, and who confessed to having multiple affairs after fans uncovered his indiscretions. Now, if this is your first time here, my channel is all about body language and persuasion. You can ask any questions or suggest any analysis in the comments. And if you're coming back, thank you for sharing this body language adventure with me. As always, the best way to support my channel is to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my body language analysis and tips. Before we start, remember that I've got a really nice compilation of 100 body language tips in a very convenient free PDF that you can download in the link right in the description. In this video, you will
That is very interesting. I will definitely download that and read
learn
it.
the right way to read a couple's body language, what's the meaning behind an emotionless face, and how to tell if a loved one is being emotionally manipulated. I suggest that you stay until the end, because I'll be also sharing one bonus tip about how to identify emotional manipulation in social media posts. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and I want you to uncover the secrets that people try to hide from you. Online gossip about Jaxn's affairs began appearing in early March. This week, Candice de Medeiros claimed to have had an affair with Jaxn after he allegedly told her that he and his wife were separated. De Medeiros claimed that she and Jaxn texted through the summer of 2020, spent his birthday together, and slept in the bed that he shares with his wife, Derrick Jaxn, who also appears in the video. Fans have been addressing the possibility that Jaxn has been manipulating his wife, especially after watching this apology video.
But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
trying to make sure
encourage
this
anybody
is
to do that.
Now, it's absolute fact that the first thing you're going to see are the faces. We're pre-programmed to look at faces and spot emotions and micro-expressions to communicate faster than words. One of the best tips that I can give you for any body language analysis is to pay attention to the very first or very last frames of a video. That way you can spot those moments where people think that they're not being seen, or if they are faking emotions, they haven't put their mask on yet. But it happens at the end of a video. They think that they can get the mask out already, and you can catch a glimpse of their true emotions.
What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn. What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn.
In this case, you can see both his face right at the start.
He looks like he don't care. He looks like, why am I sitting here?
start of the video in the first couple frames, and then his face throughout the rest of the apology. Notice that there is a strong difference in expression between them. The first one is emotionless, and the second one wants to convey sadness. But for Danae, this is a moment where one might want to show their best self and to show that they are a strong marriage, that they have survived the cheating and they're ready to push through it. But at first sight, her eyes look empty with a total lack of energy and just a tinge of anger. Some people have mentioned the bonnet that she's wearing, and that could mean that she just didn't bother to do her hair that morning. And that's just fine. But the problem is when you start to stack signals one after another. Because wearing a bonnet or any kind of hat in this situation is a way to feel protected, that you feel vulnerable and defensive. The black sweater that she's wearing is something that she has worn in the past, but the color projects being adamant and not open to any suggestions, like she's trying to defend her own decisions and her husband's. By the way, Jaxn chose a purple sweater, being purple a color that usually symbolizes wisdom and loyalty. You know that he picked it on purpose. Notice that even if his arm is bigger and longer than hers, he keeps it behind her arm, making a very uncomfortable position for her. It's like he's hiding behind so as not to be exposed to the public.
And today I am joined by my lovely wife, Danae.
Y'all, my video blinked out. I don't even know if it's safe the other half, but we're gonna just continue with the video.
Did you spot that? When he says my lovely wife, he caresses his own finger. This is really odd, because even if it's normal that when someone feels anxious they fiddle with their fingers, in this case he has his wife's hands in his, so it would make sense to do that fiddling or that micro touching on her fingers. But instead, he touches himself.
My lovely wife, Danae, and we just wanted to address a couple of things.
Y'all, the way how she, yeah, that was.
As he announces Danae, she does a close smile with no energy whatsoever. Looks at him, and as she pulls her eyes away from him, she presses her lips. That is a sign of frustration and possible hidden anger. Right after that, she tilts her head in the opposite direction, away from him. She tries to keep a smile, but you don't need to be a body language analyst to read the wariness of her expression.
And we just wanted to address a couple of things.
The way
He says that he just wants to address a couple things, but at the same time he says no with his head. So that's a body language contradiction that points that he really did not want to address this.
You know, we understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not.
In fact, almost right after that, he lowers his gaze. That is a common sign of shame, followed by a very quick smirk when he says that some of the audience could have heard about what was going on. Now, the eyes down in shame and the smirk are two very different facial expressions with vastly different meanings. When you spot these subtle clues, you have a hint that there's an emotional contradiction inside. Sometimes when a cheater is caught, they could express both shame because they were caught, but at the same time pride because they did what they did. Well, what kind of personality is capable of showing pride when they are exposed to the public? That's right, narcissists. The narcissistic manipulator enjoys both the process of not being caught and, to some extent, being proud when caught. So that's a body language clue that tells us that Derrick Jaxn could be a narcissist.
But, you know, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true, some of it is completely false. So some of it is true, some of it is completely false.
Right after he says completely false, he presses his lips, which is a clue of frustration or covert anger. He shows that he's angry at false claims about what has happened.
But the truth is, and I'm saying it here,
Why are they holding hands? That's my whole problem. Why y'all holding hands? Like, y'all can just sit there and talk. She don't even look like she wouldn't even be in this video. Like, But this video is very, very long, so I'm probably gonna react to 13, probably like up to 10 minutes of this video, and then I'll put the link in the description box and I'll pin it in the comment section so y'all could go watch the rest of the video, because this is very interesting, and I will be watching all the other videos he have on his channel, because I already started watching one of them and I was very intrigued. Yeah, some days I cannot pronounce stuff. I don't know why. I was very intrigued with the contents of his channel. So let's continue.
Now is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women. Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women.
There's a lot to discuss about these clips, but there's one thing that is particularly interesting. Derrick's repeated use of the third person when discussing his own actions. This might seem like a quirk, but it's really common. Some of these fans commented their own experience with cheating partners as they spoke about themselves in the third person, claiming that this is a red flag. Well, think about this. When admitting to an affair, people will sometimes use the third person as a way to detach themselves from the transgression. People who refer to themselves in the third person do so because they don't want to take responsibility for what they are saying. He simply won't admit or say, "Yes, I made a mistake." He's attempting to separate himself from his misbehavior. Instead of owning it by using...
Didn't he record a whole another video explaining everything in third person? Okay. I don't even know why would you need to record another video you explaining and breaking things down in third person when you already did a video with your wife.
The word I, he talks like he was a character and he's telling a story. It's common to combine these statements with sentences like, "That isn't who I am," or "I'm a different person now, I've changed."
Outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about casually kicking it, maybe a lunch.
She's like shaking her head like, I'm over this. She's over it.
Notice that when he's about to say what he actually did with those women, she lowers her gaze slowly. She feels ashamed at that point. She hasn't overcome that episode yet. Let's see if you can spot Jaxn's microexpression in the next clip.
I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. A roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it.
Is that it?
Yes, he's remembering because his eyes drifted to his left, his memory side. But at the same time, he had a microexpression of duping delight. He tries to appear concerned and sad, but just for a fraction of a second, his true feelings show before going back to emotional control.
And now we're finally getting on to the other side.
Oh, he's
Notice that when Jaxn
his
says that then finally getting on to the other side, he touches his own finger again and she averts her eyes away. They are absolutely not getting through it. He's nervous. He doesn't believe what he is saying, and she notices it and feels ashamed. Now let's listen to two clips of Denea and let's see if you can spot a difference.
So I do want to just add that I agree with what he just said. There is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage on any level.
Certain aspects of this type of situation, but that does not define who you are. You don't have to stay in bondage to that. You don't have to stay with bitter roots.
Yeah, she sounds far more confident when speaking alone. Her words are better connected, better voice tone, and a totally different attitude. That tells you that she didn't want to be there when Jaxn was doing his apology. Now, watch her eye movements on this clip.
And when I've been flooded again with messages and these things and about, you know, I need to leave or why haven't I left?
She's looking to the side.
The answer is, when I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so. When I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so.
Look how interesting is that when she says that she found out about Jaxn's infidelity and she left, her eyes drift to her left side. Remember that the left side is our memory or recalling side, and our right side is the creative one. In this case, she's talking about a memory, and her eyes drift to the corresponding memory side. That's when your words and your body language, in this case your facial expressions, are in sync. So we can assume that what she just said is the truth. Also, she shows a microexpression of surprise, which is another clue that upon recalling that situation, she was actually taken by surprise. She recalls it and the feeling is still fresh in her memory, so she repeats the corresponding emotion. This is similar when someone recalls a sad moment of their lives and they show a microexpression of sadness. That tells you that emotion is still fresh or the emotional wound hasn't healed. And they still manifest it when talking about the subject. So that's why it's so important to pay attention when someone says that they are okay and have already overcome the experience, but they show traces that the topic still affects them. If you spot these signals, you know that you should show extra empathy for them. You're not expecting that people will tell you how they actually feel, and you don't need to, because you already read their body language. So you just show them your support.
And for those who are going to continue to support, man, I appreciate you like never before.
Alright, we're gonna pause right here. Y'all, as I told y'all, I'll put the link to the video. You guys can go watch it on your own. Y'all can find it in the comment section, my description box. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, put on your post notification bell, and see you guys in the next video.